Alright guys, this is my Minas Tirith army. I'm going to do a quick overview just for the people that don't plan on sticking around for the whole video. Um, but yeah, this is everybody together. Um, so starting from the left, we got some heroes, some captains, Denethor, then some rangers, my cav. Moving along, we got more characters in the front. Faramir, Boromir, and Aragorn are up there. There's 12 Citadel Guard with Spear. I believe 24 Shield and Sword Warriors, 24 Sword and Shield, and then 24 Bows. There's also 8 Fountain Court Guard, Gandalf, and Pippin or Mary. I forget which one. That's terrible for Lord of the Rings fan. I have 6 converted veterans of Valkyria. There's Aragorn. There's my banners and some more rangers. So yeah, that's everything for those who just want a quick peek. I'm going to go into more detail. So moving on to the troop choices. I thought these were pretty fun figures to paint. I did a huge batch paint on this. I painted them all at the same time. This is one of my earlier armies, so the paint scheme isn't, or the paint job in general is pretty simple, but I think from a distance it looks good. The blue and the white really pop. I chose to do a lighter blue. I'm colorblind, and we're not fully colorblind, but I'm partially colorblind, and I really like contrasting colors. And I didn't like how dark the kind of canon robe and shield was for Gondor. So I went with a light one that would really pop and kind of go well with the white. And so just for me, and I've gotten some pretty nice feedback that it just looks, I think it looks pretty good. The metallic is super simple. I didn't highlight it. It's just Games Workshop silver, and it's washed. So really didn't put a ton of time into these guys, but again, it was one of my earlier armies. I painted this like 7 years ago, so not a ton of effort went into it, but in some of the characters and elites, I put some more effort into it. So yeah, moving along to the elites, starting at the Citadel Guard, I did put some highlights on the silver so it shines a little more. I took a little bit more time putting detail into, like, I put trim on the robe, and if you look at his legs, there's some kind of black trim along kind of his skirt, I guess I should say. But if you can kind of see there, I tried to freehand the Gondor tree on everybody's back, but that was just too much work. I really like these guys. This was one of my early attempts to like really put time into a figure, and I tried on the bases and stuff. So I was very happy at how these guys turned out, especially for how I felt my skill level was back then. These guys are all right. I used Warlord games, bits and bobs to make these guys look a little more roughed up, and they're supposed to be my veterans of Osgiliath. But I definitely want to get some Games Workshop veterans of Osgiliath eventually. But no rush there. I don't really play Gondor too much. I just really like the army. I think the Rangers turned out pretty clean compared to some of my other figures. It was only a handful of colors that I just would put down the color, wash it, and then apply the color again, and it would give a nice highlight. So I really like them. We got a bunch of them. But moving lastly to our characters, we got Aragorn. The sculpt's not that good for Aragorn in my opinion, but it was whatever. We've got Boromir, and again with resin. I should have drilled it out and done metal, but that was my first freehand also, which turned out alright, but it's a little sloppy. Denethor, pretty boring model as well. I've got a boatload of captains over there to the right. I guess we're going to go with Gandalf. Didn't really put too much time into Gandalf, obviously. But, he turned out alright. Faramir, literally, in my opinion, the worst model that Games Workshop's made for Faramir or for like a character. And also, I did an awful job painting of him. But you got a lot of captains over there. I've got 3 captains, 1 captain of the White Tower. That's an awesome pose, by the way. I really like that pose where he's pointing the sword. The Great Sword's pretty cool, and then I also have a trumpeter, or I guess a bugler, I don't know, or a horn blower, which, pretty cool sculpt. I like that command set. And over the years, I also collected a lot of banners. So we've got a mounted banner, which was pretty cool, really heavy, top-heavy miniature, along with a large, that's a really cool, flowy banner, in my opinion. And yeah, that's my Gondor army. Thanks.